Welcome to the Angel Empowerment Healing Show with your hosts, Cindy Smith and Sam Bell. Join them every week as they share powerful tools, advice, and angel messages that will empower you to own your wellness. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Angel Empowerment Healing Show with myself, Cindy Smith.
And with me, Sam Bell. And for those of you that tuned in to our last episode, you'll know that we pulled a card and Archangel Raphael guided us to be looking at maintaining our chakra centers. Now, some of you out there may well know exactly what your chakra centers are, but if you're anything like me, when I first heard about them, I had no idea. And yet now it's a part of my everyday life. And Cindy, you teach a lot of this in your Angel Empowerment Practitioner program, right?
Yes. I'll start by saying that when I started working with the angels and doing healing work, I had no idea about chakras either. And so I was like you, Sam, but Archangel Michael guided, he said that for anything that I taught, whether it was a 1-day, a 2-day, or my, our Angel Empowerment Healing program, because we dive deep into the chakras also. Everything he said to assist us as healers or for self on healing was the understanding of chakra centers, because they are part of our energy. And if they're clogged or not running properly, we're going to have a hard time for many reasons. We're going to have a hard time with our communication with the divine. And the other is that the chakras can actually affect our physical body. And we are going to go through that as, this is Angel Empowerment Healing Show. So we'll tell you at different chakras and what body parts are affected. So I've been working with chakras ever since then. I've created chakra meditations. I listen to chakra meditations, and Michael and Archangel Raphael have guided me what I call the quick fix. So if I don't have time to do a full 30-minute chakra clearing, they do it very quickly for us. That's why we love working with the angels, right, Sam?
Oh, absolutely. You just ask and they do it, right?
They do it. So what we thought for our listeners is we're going to this for some, it's a reminder, and for some listening to this may say, well, I've heard differently, or I know more about that chakra than Sam and Cindy do, and that's great. I always say when I'm teaching, take it or leave it. What works and resonates for you, go for it. So we just wanted to quickly talk about chakra centers. Mm-hmm. And we'll basically about body parts too, right? Sam and I are just going to take turns. So yeah, we work with, and I know there's more chakras, but we work with 8 chakra systems, right from the ruby red root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat. What adds in is the ear chakras. They're just on each side of your head, just above the temple. We have our third eye and our crown. And yes, I know there's higher chakras, but we are basically talking about the main chakras. And colors, they do change color, and we will, for our listeners, the reason that chakras change color is because of their frequency and their movement. Think of energy as frequency, and the main chakras that are on our spine, they move up our spine, and they're always moving. And that's what you want. You want free-flowing energy chakras that are moving, but as you work up the spine, they increase in frequency, and that's why they change color. They go from red to orange to yellow to green to sky blue, to indigo blue, to reddish violet, and crown at the end. Okay. This is Raphael says, it's time to talk about chakras. So we're diving in deep so that you understand. And please know there are tons of books, and you just Google chakras, you're going to get all kinds of information. But on my website, cindysmithaap.com, you click on the store, and then in the meditations, you're going to see several chakra clearing meditations that are in there. Is there a favorite chakra clearing meditation you have, Sam, that you like?
Not really, no. I just ask, for Archangel Michael and Raphael to keep my chakras in balance, end of. Yeah. And to me, everything about the chakras, as I say, when I first heard about them, I was like, what are these people talking about? But, chakras go back so many, many centuries. And it totally makes sense to me because they are energy centers and they are attached to our physical body. And everything that we do in angel empowerment healing is we ask for things to be in balance. We want all of those body systems to be working in harmony with one another, in balance with one another, so that we have our optimal health. So to me, this resonates because it just completely makes sense to me. When we get to the heart chakra, I'll explain a little bit more as to how the chakras really make sense in medical terms. But for now, should we get started with the root chakra?
Yes. And yeah, please add in where it comes to the medical part of it, Sam, as we go along. There's been, the research and studies around the chakras and our physical body. Okay. So root chakra, base of the spine, it's ruby red, and it has everything to do with your everyday needs, finances, career, home, possessions, and needs. Now, how we can affect our chakras is through thoughts, emotions, environment, what's happening around us, because they're energy. We are energy, just as Sam's always talking about quantum physics. They are energy, but they have a role for us. And the associated body parts with our root is base of the spine, feet, bones, and large intestine. And so think of this. If you've got things going sideways in your day-to-day needs, think of how things are being affected also with your body. So if you have fear of the economy, well, I'm just using some examples, right, Sam?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fear of being able to pay the bills. Maybe you have to move. It has nothing to do with finances, but you have to move, and it throws your energy off because of the packing, moving to another location. Anything to do with the day-to-day needs will affect the root chakra. I clear my chakras, balance, and increase the vibration every day because I know how much it affects my physical body. So anything you want to add, Sam, around these body parts with the root chakra?
Well, for me, the root chakra, it makes sense to me because whenever you're doing grounding, whenever we talk about grounding, which is basically going inward and finding peace and calm within, right? We always talk about that root chakra, tree roots coming from your root chakra, making you feel safe and secure. What makes sense to me is when I realized that all that research said that the endocrine gland is the adrenals. Well, we know that if we're stressed and we're out of whack, that we end up with adrenal fatigue. I can talk about that for a very long time. It's a big subject. Maybe it's something for another show. But that to me is the root chakra is helping you to find that rest and digest state, that calmness, and giving your adrenals a rest.
Awesome. Thank you. So now we move up to the sacral, just above the root, and it's orange in color. And it's connected to the glands of the testicles and ovaries because it's right in that area. But it's also associated with hips, lower back, genitals, womb, bladder, and kidneys. Now, what the sacral, how we affect the sacral, because it has everything to do, believe it or not, it is related to emotions. Even though we think the heart is, it is, but so is the sacral. So related to emotions, desires, creativity, and sexuality, and can be affected by your thoughts and feelings about cravings for physical pleasures, addictions, and your body. So addictions can really throw the sacral off also. And well, I love, if you're a creative person, if you are that one that loves to do art and make things and build things, and you're really creative, then it's really important for you to also have the sacral clear, balanced, and vibrating. What would you like? Anything about the physical body with this one, Sam?
For me, it's like you say, that creativity, and, with the ovaries and the uterus, the womb, the divine feminine, the feminine, with creation of other beings. And to me, that's how I remember this, and I always, if I'm struggling to get into that flow of creativity, whether it be writing, whether it be, teaching, I need that sacral chakra cleared and balanced, and I think that now maybe our listeners are starting to realize that once you realize how your chakras are associated with different parts of the human body, if they're out of whack, then that is what's going to be causing a problem in your physical health. So
yes,
creativity. I love my orange chakra.
And I never mentioned with the root, but there are certain aromas or gemstones that can help keep the different chakras clear. And so I'm going to just say quickly, aromas that help with the sacral are sandalwood, gardenia, and my favorite gemstone to work with the sacral chakra is carnelian. Okay, that is my favorite. So let's keep moving up to the solar plexus. It is sunshine yellow, my absolute. This is the one that I have worked with the most in my career. Gland that it's connected to is the pancreas, and it represents our power, vitality, self-control, self-esteem, and self-confidence. And it's connected to the navel and digestion, but my biggest connection with this one is the pancreas. And so remember when I said, I'm going to just quickly, because it's proof to me, when I said that Michael said that it was really important for us to understand the chakra centers if I was going to do healing work. And then I started to learn, and then I looked at the solar plexus and what it was connected to. And I always say I created type 1 diabetes when I was 21 years old. And it's a little later onset, and it's because I played out my solar plexus. My first 21 years of my life was all about trying to have control of my environment and some of the stuff that happened to me as I was growing up. So it makes sense that the combination of my pancreas with my solar plexus burnt my pancreas out. Mm-hmm. So Sam, you go ahead and talk about navel, digestion, and pancreas with the solar plexus.
Well, I just love the solar plexus. To me, I think of it as my sunshine. When lacking in confidence, my solar plexus has shrunk. But when I'm in my flow and I feel confident, I feel safe, I'm not in fear, then I know that my solar plexus is shining brightly. And it's my sunshine center. It's and I just, yeah, I love that. And then all the things about the fear, I think, is the biggest thing. And what does fear do to our body? What does it do? Like you say, your pancreas got burnt out.
Yeah.
So it's having that confidence and having that flow, having that ease, so important. And you're starting to see how moving from your root to your sacral to your solar, when they're all in balance and working together, we're in ease and we're in flow and we're balanced and we're in harmony.
Absolutely. And aromas are carnation, lavender, and rosemary that helps your solar plexus. And my favorite crystal for solar plexus is citrine. So the first three that we've talked about are considered the lower chakras because they're our everyday needs. Now we're moving up to the heart, to the crown, and they're called the upper chakras. And these are the chakras we use to help us with our intuitive, as a light worker, for healing, because they have a higher frequency. So heart chakra represents unconditional love, joy, compassion, balance, relationships, and healing. Emotion flows strongly through the heart chakra. It's emerald green, and associated body parts, heart, obviously, upper chest, and upper back. What would you like to share about this one, Sam?
So this one is a lovely, simple, all of the chakras you can relate to energy. But this one makes so much sense to people because most people have heard about an EKG or ECG, electrocardiogram. And that is basically a test that measures the frequency of the electrical impulses in your heart. And so when you start to think about an EKG, and you think about those electrical impulses, it makes so much sense. Oh my goodness, electricity, energy, chakras, energy. It's just that way of making the two make sense. And going back all those centuries, all those wise men and women, they knew what that energy was all about. But this is the one, as I say, for anybody who is a little bit skeptical about what chakras are and talking about energy centers. Well, yeah, absolutely. Because of the way that our heart has those electrical impulses. Again, we could do a full episode just on the heart chakras, the heart chakra. And, we can talk about how we can have a therapeutic relationship with our clients because our heart chakra is open and it's in balance. But we'll save that for another day, Cindy.
Yes, we could. Yeah, we could. Yes. There's so much around the chakras, but we just wanted to give you a little piece. The aromas to help with the heart chakra: marjoram, orris root, yarrow, rose oil, and rose quartz is the most popular rose love crystal. Throat chakra: sky blue.
My favorite.
Yes, well, this is an important one for us all. It represents communication, sound, creativity, and speaking your truth. And its body parts are neck, throat, teeth, jaw, mouth. But the most important to understand is the throat chakra is connected to the thyroid gland. And there's no need for us to say more around that. Anyways, the more you can speak your truth without holding back, the more healthier you are going to have a throat chakra, which helps all of those body parts. Sam, anything else?
So, those times when you're nervous and you are fearful, you can actually feel that blockage in your throat. You can feel it there. And that is a sign that you need to work on your throat chakra, right? Opening it, balancing it, being able to speak. It can be too open so that we maybe speak too much, but it's again to have it in balance so that we don't speak too little, we don't speak too much, we are authentic and we speak our truth. As I say, I love this. And my favorite stone is the blue lace agate of that. In fact, I always love it. Love.
I love blue lace agate and aquamarine. I've connected the aquamarine and the throat chakra for years. The aromas are eucalyptus, frankincense, and sage. Okay, we're going to keep moving on. Our beautiful ear chakras. Now, you won't find a lot about ear chakras out there, but ear chakras are very important, especially for anyone that is working with the divine or healing energy, because we like to receive our messages from the divine, our guidance, our intuitive, and we use our ear chakras. Each side of the head, they're reddish violet in color, and ear chakras change basically by you hold on to language heard or self-talk. Also, you can hold unforgiveness in the ear chakras from something that is said. And so, like, basically what you said or you heard can affect your ear chakras. And the one, it would be obviously associated with the physical ears also for ear chakras, but there isn't a lot of study on ear chakras as much as the other chakras. The one gemstone that we use to clear is rutilated quartz, and I don't even have an aroma for you. For me, what I do if I need a little extra is I use tuning forks, or you could do crystal bowls, anything with that high frequency to clear. Anything you want to add with this one, Sam?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Third eye, our beautiful indigo blue third eye. Third eye chakra associated with clairvoyance, intuition, and higher levels of consciousness. Its associated body parts are brain, nervous system, eyes, ears, and nose. This third eye is a big one for our physical body, as we know. I also believe that it is both pituitary gland and pineal gland. I know the crown chakra is also connected to the pineal gland. However, this is a big one to keep it clear because of all that it is associated to our body parts. Gemstones that you can use, I love lapis lazuli. Aromas are jasmine, mint, mugwort, and star anise. What would you like to add for this one?
I always think of my third eye as my imagination, and I always think about when or when you're dreaming, scenarios in your head, and getting messages. And I always think about my learning with you, Cindy, when you always say about there being a screen.
Yes,
third eye, and I see things in my imagination on that screen, and it's my intuition, and I love it.
And one of the things we train the angel empowerment healers, and we can do this ourselves, but we use our third eye to scan our clients' chakras. And that gives us, it's like a roadmap to what's going on in the body. So we use we use our third eye a lot as healers. And then our beautiful crown chakra. Royal purple. And it is the center of your link with the universe. Amakua, our higher consciousness. It's the receiver of light. It is our direct connect to our higher self, the white light. And the associated body parts are muscular system, brain, cranium, skin, and as I said earlier, also the pineal gland. And the gemstones, clear quartz, selenite, amethyst, and the aromas are lotus, rose, and spruce. What would you like to add for this one, Sam?
For me, it's always amethyst. I love to use amethyst, and I always think of my crown chakra as being that connection with source, something higher and greater than me, and having connection with Father Sky. I use it with my grounding, and that connection with what I call Father Sky. But yes, interesting. I would love for us to talk about the pineal gland one day.
Yes, we should. Because it's
big, right?
We are going to have a part 2 to this podcast. And in your next podcast, we're going to talk about clearing, balancing your chakras and increasing the frequency and how easy it is with the angels. Because your thoughts and emotions control the energy within and around you. Fear-based thoughts slow your chakras down and fear shrinks. So what's happening in your day-to-day affects your chakras. So the more that you're clearing, the healthier you're going to be. That's just it's the fact. Right, Sam?
And in the next episode, we are going to be using our third eye to visualize our chakras. So you can see those energy centers, you can imagine them. But yeah, most important message for you to take away here is that your energy centers need to be in balance.
And how do what's all our information, Sam?
You can find out all about what Cindy and I do with the Angel Empowerment Healing Program by going to our website, which is angelempowermenthealing.com. And when you land on that page, you will see a direct link to our podcast. The podcast is also on Spotify. It's also on Apple, and it's on YouTube. So you only need to put in the Angel Empowerment Healing Show or one of our names, and it actually comes up with our podcast. But there's lots of different supports and lots of information there, and also mini courses and memberships that you can join to find out more. So if anything you find out, you want to know more about anything that Cindy and I have spoken about, then head over to that website and you can contact us directly.
All right. Thank you for listening. I'm saying goodbye, Cindy Smith.
And goodbye from Sam Bell. Tune in next time.
Thank you for joining us on the Angel Empowerment Healing Show. Your hosts, Cindy Smith and Sam Bell, will be back next week with more tools, advice, and angel messages to empower you to own your wellness. Visit our podcast page at www.angelempowermenthealing.com/podcast, where you will receive 3 healing meditations recorded as a thank you for being one of our listeners.